Real-life experiences can be stranger than fiction. But what happens when they become the inspiration for some of the most beloved manga and anime series of all time? From battles with anxiety to struggles with loneliness, the personal stories of manga and anime creators have helped shape the characters and themes we know and love. So, get ready to discover the true stories behind some of your favorite anime and prepare to be amazed. Do note that the information presented in this video is based on observation and research. Please keep this in mind as you watch and form your own opinions about the topics discussed. Starting with number 1, Naruto. Now, Naruto Uzumaki is a young ninja in training who dreams of becoming the strongest ninja in his village and earning the respect of his peers. Along the way, he must confront powerful enemies, face his own flaws and weaknesses, and learn the true meaning of friendship and perseverance. Now, Naruto was created by Masashi Kishimoto, and it has been suggested that the story draws from his own experiences with loneliness, friendship, and hard work. In interviews, Kishimoto has mentioned that he grew up feeling isolated and struggled to make friends. He has also mentioned that his own experiences with loneliness and a desire for friendship influenced the themes and characters of Naruto. One specific interview where Masashi Kishimoto discusses his personal experiences and how they influenced Naruto is a 2014 interview with Nippon.com. Here is a quote from Kishimoto in the interview where he discusses his personal experiences and how they influenced Naruto. "When I first created Naruto," says the veteran artist, "I was just setting out myself to become a mangaka, and I projected my own fierce desire to be recognized by those around me on my character." Next up, Attack on Titan. In a world where humanity lives in fear of giant humanoid creatures known as Titans, a young soldier named Eren Yeager discovers he has the power to transform into a Titan himself. He joins the fight against the Titans, uncovering dark secrets about the world and himself along the way. Attack on Titan was created by Hajime Isayama, and it has been suggested that the story draws from his own experiences with isolation and anxiety. In interviews, Isayama has mentioned that he grew up in a rural area of Japan, a town called Oyama, which in 2003 had a population of 4,000 people. In 2005 merged with other small towns into Hita, which as of 2019 has 64,000 people. An improvement but still a small population. He has also mentioned that his experiences with anxiety and fear of the outside world influenced the themes and characters of Attack on Titan. Additionally, Isayama has mentioned that his interest in history and social issues influenced the story and the world building of the series. The themes of political corruption, social inequality, and the human condition have been suggested to be influenced by Isayama's observations of the world around him. Next up, Your Lie in April. Kosei Arima is a talented pianist who lost his ability to hear the sound of his own playing after the death of his abusive mother. He meets a free-spirited violinist named Kaori Miyazono, who helps him rediscover his passion for music and navigate the complexities of love and loss. Your Lie in April was created by Naoshi Arakawa, and it has been suggested the story draws from his own experiences with music and loss. In interviews, Arakawa has mentioned that he played the piano when he was younger, and that his experiences with music and performing influenced the story and characters of Your Lie in April. He has also mentioned that the theme of loss and grief in the series was inspired by his own experiences with the death of a loved one. Additionally, in an interview with Kodansha Comics, Arakawa mentioned that the character of Kosei, the protagonist of the series, was inspired by his own experiences with music and performing, and that he wanted to explore the idea of finding oneself through music. And now we move to Welcome to the NHK. Tetsuhiro Sato is a young man who has become a hikikomori, withdrawing from society and spending his days in his apartment. He becomes convinced that the conspiracy known as the NHK is behind his condition and sets out to uncover the truth, all while navigating his own mental health issues and interpersonal relationships. Welcome to the NHK was originally a novel by Tatsuhiko Takimoto, and it has been suggested that the story draws from his own experiences with social anxiety and hikikomori. By definition, a form of severe social withdrawal called hikikomori has been frequently described in Japan and is characterized by adolescents and young adults who become recluses in their parents' homes, unable to work or go to school for months or years. In interviews, Takimoto has mentioned that he wrote the novel as a way to explore his own struggles with social anxiety and isolation, as well as to shed light on the hikikomori phenomenon in Japan. Next up, A Silent Voice. Shoya Yoshida is a former bully who becomes ostracized by his classmates after his victim, a deaf girl named Shoko Nishimiya, transfers out of their elementary school. Years later, Shoya seeks redemption by reconnecting with Shoko and making amends for his past actions. A Silent Voice was written and illustrated by Yoshitoki Oima, and it has been suggested that the story draws from her own experiences with bullying and guilt. In interviews, Oima has mentioned that her mom was a sign language translator, so she could ask her and people around her about the details of sign language and the reality of hearing disability. Next on this list, we have Clannad. Tomoe Okazaki is a delinquent high school student who meets a girl named Nagisa Furukawa, who is struggling to revive her school's drama club. As they work together, they form deep connections with each other and the people around them, confronting family issues and personal struggles along the way. Clannad was written by Jun Maeda, and it has been suggested some of the aspects of the story were influenced by his own experiences and personal beliefs. In an interview with Otaku USA, Maeda mentioned that the theme of family in Clannad was inspired by his own personal experience with family and the idea that family is not just limited to blood relations. He also mentioned the character of Nagisa Furukawa, the main love interest of the protagonist, was based on a girl he knew in high school who struggled with illness and inspired him with strength and perseverance. Next up, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Shinji Ikari is a teenage boy recruited by his father to pilot a giant biomachine called an Evangelion in order to defend the world against monsters being known as angels. As the battle intensifies, Shinji and his fellow pilots must confront their own traumas and the dark secrets of the organization they work for. Neon Genesis Evangelion was created by Hideaki Anno, and it has been suggested that the series draws heavily from his own personal experiences and struggles with depression and anxiety, which, based on the last 2 episodes, sounds about right. Anno has spoken in interviews about how his own experiences with mental health and feelings of isolation and inadequacy informed the themes and characters in the series. Lastly, we have Fruits Basket. Toru Honda, an orphan high school student, is taken by the wealthy Soma family, who are cursed to transform into animals of the Chinese zodiac when hugged by someone of the opposite sex. As Toru becomes more involved in the lives of the Somas, she learns about their past traumas and helps them heal and overcome their family's dark legacy. Takaya mentioned the character of Toru Honda, the protagonist of Fruits Basket, was inspired by her own experiences with grief and loss. She also mentioned that some of the themes in the series, such as the importance of family and the idea that everyone has their own struggles or insecurities, were drawn from personal beliefs and experiences. In an interview with Time, they asked what inspires the Fruits Basket storyline, in which she responded, "I've been asked this question too many times in the past, but I still don't have a very clear answer to it. It's just something that occurs to me through the process of living for myself as me." And I guess that's it. As we've seen today, the most powerful stories are often the ones that come from the heart. By tapping into our own experiences and emotions, we can create works that speak to people on a profound level. So if you're a creator yourself, don't be afraid to draw your own life story to create something truly unique and impactful. So thank you for watching. Until next time.